Here you will get married in seconds to an arrogant man. You are afraid to marry him, and more than that, you get a lot of tension just by seeing him. Then you see his mom sitting in a wheelchair looking at you, and her son emotionally. She smiled at you. Then you had to smile with difficulty. She didn't know the trouble behind your smile. Everyone is very happy looking at you and him, and you keep your head down. What's happening around is processing in slow motion to you, and you are already lost in your thoughts. Jungkook, do you take Lee Wine as your lawful wife and want to spend the rest of your life together in sadness and happiness? Jungkook, I do. His tone are also arrogant, showing no emotion. Ryan, do you take Jungkook as your lawful husband and want to spend the rest of your life together in sadness and happiness? Ryan, I do. There was even a hint of sadness in your voice. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss. You and he looked at each other, his deep eyes staring at you straight at you. You looked away to escape his gaze, but he pulled you closer to him by your wrist. He pecked your cheek with no emotion. That hurt to feel. This is the first time you two touch each other. You don't know how it feels to him, but you get a lot of feelings. Then you turned your gaze to his face to see his eyes, but he left your wrist and looked at the other side. Meanwhile, hearing his mom calling you, you made a happy expression, turned to her, and bent down to her lover. Jungkook mom. Ryan, finally you are my daughter-in-law. I am very happy, said emotionally, and she hugged you emotionally. Then you hug her back silently. Jungkook mom. Jungkook will take care of you and be happy. You broke the hug and looked at her with your eyes. Ryan. Forced to smile. Time skip. This is your first time entering Jungkook's mansion. You aren't rich like Jungkook. You are an ordinary girl. So when you see expensive items in his mansion, you got nervous to touch. And you have never seen such a great things in your life. Although it's a large mansion where only his mother and he lives, his mansion has many servants to take care of his mom. Being an introvert, you are suddenly very afraid to be around a lot of people. It's all new to you, especially Jungkook, which means you have some unknown fear inside. God only knows how you live with Jungkook here. Jungkook mom. Did you like everything here? Are you comfortable here, dear? Ryan. Jungkook mom. Why are you always silent? Is there anything wrong? She held your hand and made you sit next to her, which surprised you. Ryan. It's okay, auntie. I will stand. Jungkook mom. Ryan. You are also one of this family. You should be with us, not as a stranger. Got it? Ryan nodded. If you had thought, you would have got a great daughter-in-law from a rich family. Jungkook mom. I could have a great daughter-in-law if I wanted to, but I can't bring your dead parents back to life. Can I? Your parents dead because of my accident. I also lost my legs. I can imagine what life would be like without parents. Even though I was punished and I still feel guilty, and I am still very sorry for what I did. I decided to give you a new family when I found out that the couple has a daughter. But how? After knowing that your auntie tortures you. I convinced her with money and got you married to Jungkook. But in that accident, my parents were also at fault. If they hadn't intervened on your way in the wrong route, at that time you wouldn't have lost your legs and they would have also survived. Then a tear came from your eye, but she wiped it away. Jungkook mom. Fault is beside the point, Ryan. Can you consider me as your mom? Ryan nodded sadly. I can, mom. Jungkook mom. That's enough for me, dear. She patted your head as her eyes get wet. Jungkook mom. See, Ryan, it's getting late. You go to your room. I mean, Jungkook's bedroom. Wait, She called the maid and told her to take you to Jungkook's room. It took you a few minutes to walk from his mom's room to his bedroom. After coming to Jungkook's room, the maid leaves you and she goes to work. The room was quiet. You are taking a step forward without making a noise. Then you heard a deep voice and you stopped. You notice that Jungkook is busy talking to someone on the phone. You are clutching your dress while looking at Jungkook nervously. Then he hangs up the call and turned around and saw you. Jungkook, what are you doing here? He looked at you with his cold eyes. Why? I came to sleep. Jungkook, what? Do you expect me let you sleep in my bed with me? He yelled loudly and you couldn't hear it and you closed your eyes. Jungkook, answer me. You didn't answer. Then he came to you and grabbed your hand and pinned you to the wall. And you opened your eyes, looked at him in fear as he looked at you angrily, sending shivers down your spine. Jungkook, where's my answer? Why? No. Then why did you come to my room? You say you came to sleep? Why? Your mom said that I should sleep in your room, Jungkook. Jungkook, don't call me by my name. Why? Oh, okay. He stepped away from you and ran his fingers through his hair and sent a death glare. Why? He shouted, throwing aside the flower pot next to you and left from there. You didn't understand why he was so angry and why he showed that anger on a flower pot, not on you. No matter how loud he screamed, there was no chance for his mother to hear him as her room was at a great distance from him. Tears were about to fall from your eyes, but you held them back because you are used to suffering troubles. Next day, you woke up and freshened up and dressed in expensive clothes. His mother already arranged everything for you to stay with them. You first went to the kitchen where you saw the maid cooking. When she saw you, she stopped in the middle of cook and bowed to you. Maid, good morning, ma'am. What is the need for you to come to the kitchen? You should have called me, she said in tension, but you went near to her and said something. Boyan. Auntie, call me Boyan and don't be tense. I just came here to help you. You were about to take a pan to cook, but she stopped you. Ma'am, please, you aren't supposed to do this. This is my duty. I can do it myself and you watch movies on TV and relax. Maid. Okay, Vayan. You look so different. Now I understand why my made you her daughter-in-law. Vayan. Her auntie, stop it. Smiles. Maid. Seriously, I still wonder. How you married Jungkook, sir? You stopped smiling and looked at her with a question mark. Maid. Jungkook sir has a lot of anger issues. I haven't seen a day where he hasn't been angry so far. He doesn't listen to anyone's words, but obeys his mom's words and he seems arrogant. This is how she tells you about Jungkook and his mom. After cooking breakfast. No, wine, she doesn't come to the dining area to eat. I take her food to her room daily. Wine. What the? She isn't a patient. Why she stays in her room and most of the time? You set all the dishes on the table and I bring mom. You entered the room and saw her sitting in the wheelchair reading a book. And you went to her and put your hand on her shoulder. Wine. Mom, it's breakfast time, so please come. Jungkook mom. The maid brings my breakfast here for me, said awkwardly. Wine. Why so, mom? Why are you eating in the room like this? It's not good to do this. Please come with me. Jungkook mom. But Vayan. No, mom. Please come with me. You place the book in her hand on the table and you slowly start pushing her wheelchair towards the dining area. Jungkook mom. Where's Jungkook? Maid. He went to jogging, ma'am. Jungkook mom. Oh, looked at you. So Vayan, Didn't Jungkook tell you when he left? Why? I wasn't awake at the time, said nervously. Jungkook mom. No problem. She smiled at Chu. 1 hour later, Jungkook comes home and takes a warm shower and puts on his suit and comes to the dining area and the maid serves breakfast on his plate. You are the one who cooked the breakfast, so you are sneaking a peek at him from the kitchen. As he tasted the food, his facial expression turned disgusted and looked angrily at the maid. Jungkook, what a waste taste, he shouted, spitting out the food. Then you came to him. Who made this? Shouted. Maid, sir. You rushed over to Jungkook, afraid that Jungkook would scold her. Why? I made it. Who told you to cook my breakfast especially? Wine. I felt like cooking something for you. Enough is enough, don't interfere in my matters. If you don't stay within your limits, don't stay away from that belongs to me, you will have to suffer serious consequence for this. He left without having breakfast while you looked down. Seeing all that, the maid got a mind block. After seeing everything that happened there, she understood the kind of bonding between you and Jungkook. Maid, Wine, don't be sad. She was about to touch your hand, then you looked at her sadly. Wine, I don't know why, but should I happy that I got a mother's love again? In the form of his mom, or should I be sad that my husband hates me? As the maid looked at you sadly, you walked away, clutching your pain to hide it from her. It's been 2 days now, and there is never been so much conversation between you and Jungkook. He was always serious and angry, so you never tried to get close to him. But without his mother knowing all this, you are trying your best to keep his mother happy. No matter how many times he screams, you tolerate it with much difficulty. Even they have a hope in the corner of your heart that he will change himself. One fine day, you have a conversation with your mother-in-law about something. Jungkook is about to enter his mom's room, but he can't enter. When he hears your conversation, Wine, Mom, let's go out tomorrow. Jungkook mom, no Wine, it's been years since I stopped roaming out. Wine, away mom, why are you trapping yourself between these 4 walls? Jungkook mom looked down at her face, but she lifted her head slowly. Why? I got it, but move on mom, please come with me. Jungkook mom, it's okay Wine. Why would you want to bother yourself unnecessarily? I'm not a normal person like everyone else. I will be a burden to you, even if we go out. Wine. Mom, I'm like your daughter. You are like my mom to me. A mother is never a burden to a daughter. She hugged you affectionately. Jungkook can't believe what he sees and hears, and he goes to his room with a heavy heart. Do you know the reason for his becoming heavy heart? He fell for you. Nobody can keep a girl like you away. But for him to love you is fear, and love is a curse to him. What the? This girl isn't what I thought. How can she tolerate my anger, even treats my mom as her mom? How much am I looking to avoid her? Why is she positively attacking me and weakening my heart? Oh no, Jungkook, no, don't be fooled away. Even as I maintain my arrogance, she undermines me with her kindness. Next day. On the other hand, you are losing hope and you are getting bored and you are expecting too much from him. And then you convince yourself that you need to stop your feelings. You are cleaning Jungkook's bedroom. He made the room so messy before. Thinking that you want to change the bedsheet, his expensive watch accidentally falls on the floor while you are pulling the bedsheet. That's it, your heart sank when you saw that the crystal glass of the watch was shattered. Your heart is trembling with fear that they wouldn't be surprised if he saw this and he killed you. Jungkook opened the door with a big bang and came in while you are thinking that you should hide the watch and fix it if possible. But it's too late. He talks to someone angrily on the phone, but when he sees the watch was already broken, his eyes turned red. So, Jungkook, just shut up. Do you know how much it's important to me? He snatched it from you angrily at the moment you couldn't stand it, so you two yelled all of a sudden. Why? What's wrong with you? I agree that I am making mistakes like this all time, but you are pointing out that I have committed a crime and get me. I'm tired, Jungkook. I'm so tired. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of expectations from you. I can understand. It is the intention that I should leave you and go away. That's why you are doing this to me. Am I right? I'm done. Please leave it. You turned around and saw your mother-in-law looking at them shockingly. I'm sorry, Mom. Not gonna lie, I love him, but I can't bear it. He is suffering because of me and I am suffering. Why should we both be suffering? No, it's enough. Please forgive me, Mom. You looked at Jungkook with teary eyes for the first time. Sir, I can wait for your love for so long, but I can't endure your hate. Through tearful eyes turned from him to his mother. I'm sorry, Mom. Saying that you left from there while crying. Jungkook guiltily stood there as if he lost his love. His mother went to him in a wheelchair with tears in her eyes. Why are you silent? You should have a happy party now. Before your party, you should know a story, Jungkook. Jungkook was still looking down. Once upon a time, a girl lived in her life with her parents. The girl may be middle class, but her parents raised her like a princess. She didn't know what pain is when her parents were around her. Such a beautiful life suddenly disappeared in her life due to death of her parents. Her auntie took her responsibility raising her, but her auntie treated her like a maid. Her auntie put her a small cafe and depended on her girl's earnings. The girl faced difficulties in her life, was afraid of her auntie's tortures, and put her life at a risk for her auntie. But one day her auntie came with her marriage proposal and shocked her. The girl said no at first, fearing that her future auntie is none other than the cause of her parents' death. But she had to agree to the marriage because of her auntie. But there was no profit. The innocent girl isn't someone else, but your wife. Jungkook looked up and saw his mother in disbelief. Jungkook. That girl's life is still messed up, even after marriage, because her husband never loved her. Jungkook. No, Mom, he loves his wife. He burst into tears and hugged her, which shocked her again. I was cheated on by a girl in the past, and since then I hate girls. But this girl made me fall for her by her true pure soul. But I was afraid to love her. If I was cheated on by someone again, you will be alone because I can't bear the pain. Again I will surely die. Jungkook mom. Oh Jungkook, you made a mistake. Not all girls like that. Go, express your love and don't give up her. You are wiping your tears and going somewhere, but you feel Jungkook calling you, but you didn't look back because you know that Jungkook wouldn't come for you. Jungkook cut you and stopped you. Then you couldn't believe Jungkook. Jungkook, Ryan, please wait, don't leave me, Ryan. I was shocked to see tears coming from his eyes. He is calling you by your name? Ryan, please don't go, I'm sorry. I didn't take good care of you. I have some reasons for being like that, Ryan. He was saying every word with pain, which shocked you even more. Finally, all his feelings, his past fears are choking you like hell. And what you expect from him, he already has it for you, but he reveals it in this second. Jungkook, I didn't alert you for the value of the watch, but the watch was my father, and it was the last memory. How can I suddenly accept a girl I don't like as my wife? I'm a man too, who showed anger and avoid you, but you made me love you wholeheartedly. Once please put yourself in my place. You will know whether I have done something wrong or something right. You hugged him crying your heart out. He also hugs you back and cries. Why? Why? If you had delayed a little longer, I would have gone somewhere else, and we would have never met again. I hate you, sir. Jungkook, this is your Jungkook. Please forgive this stupid Jungkook. If you want, you can beat this Jungkook, or even kill him, because you have all the rights over this Jungkook. Wine slapped his cheek. Shut up, Jungkook. Jungkook, Wine, I have never hit you. At least I haven't hurt you physically. But you, making a crying face. But you stop him by your kiss.